Namaste, everyone, and thanks for tuning in as normal. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and click that button right down there on the corner to get these video notifications. Now, for those of you who are tuned in and subscribed, you know that I go live every month on YouTube offering free clairvoyant psychic readings. So the next date this month, now circle that, you guys, is going to be Wednesday, October the 30th at 12 noon Mountain Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern, or 11 a.m. Pacific. Now, in order to get a free clairvoyant reading by me, you're going to have to tune in that day and ask me a question. Don't forget, and let other people know who would like to get a reading by me, right? Or you can book privately, soulworkwithjeni.com. So now, this week, on this weekly's Cosmic Vibe series, this is an incredible week because you're truly going to know the direction of your soul's calling. You're going to be taking more responsibility for your actions and yourself even more. Like some of you could still be having that little bit of hangover from the hunter's full moon. I woke up at I think between 3:30 and 4 a.m. that morning because of the new moon, or I mean the full moon, I should say. The full moon energy was so powerful, so powerful. And when I'm waking up and I can't get back to sleep, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to surrender this. Let's just see where it goes. And you'll find that if you don't struggle with it, you're going to have all this energy. Yeah, you're still going to feel the kind of tiredness, but you're still going to have this energy, and you'll be really surprised of what you actually get done. So, how did you guys manage with that full moon? It was a super duper one. It's all connected around relationships, endings, and reunions, and soul connections, twin flames, and such like that. And it also had to do with endings as well. So this week's journey, it's going to continue with that. And not only just that, you're really, really going to see just how far you have grown. If you look back over the past 6 weeks, you have been inventing yourself, reinventing yourself, making changes. You were showing what is just not working anymore. Seriously. Is it a job? Is it a relationship? Is it an environment? Like whatever it was. So we all know what's not working or what wasn't working. So when you work with the energy of the eclipse, it works with you. So as we're going into this week, it's a very karmic week. And, as I mentioned before on my videos, there are going to be people who have regretted with how they have treated you. And you probably have seen how you have started to walk away and have been walking away from certain things or people or events that you're just not connecting with anymore. I mean, I have myself personally. I've ended a few things, and I'm going to continue doing that myself as well. So you're going to know what is just not working for you anymore, what you're truly just not happy with, what is not really in alignment with you anymore, in all different ways and modalities. The death, sudden deaths, shocks, expect the unexpected with that eclipse has happened, and that's still going to be coming on this week too. Especially you have seen, more and more truth exposed, as I keep talking about. But that's just only going to continue. Just you wait and see. November the 3rd can be a very explosive day with a lot of things happening. And I'm also hearing that springtime next year, there's going to be one of our leaders, so-called leaders, as I call it, that suddenly passes away too. So, for those of you who do watch my videos, I do give some predictions. I do a yearly prediction video as well. I always have. And you've seen a lot of things happening and have happened. So just really, like be mindful. And this is why you're like, I can't do this anymore. I can't deal with this anymore. I have to take responsibility for myself. So this eclipse had shown you challenges, like major challenges, obstacles that you're like, "Oh, how am I going to do this? Like, how am I going to get through this?" This is when you have to reach out for help. Or some of you had reached out for help, or some of you like, oh, you know what? I know I got to do this. I know I have to end this situation. I know I have to walk away. Some of you made drastic changes to make huge career changes, to suddenly move like at a far distance, it's been huge and transformational. Let me know what you guys changed or what happened in the comments. Please like my channel too. It helps grow it, and because you're really, really going to even immense more deeply with more meditation this week. There's a lot of messages coming through from the spirit world. If it's been in dreams, if you go into, like I go into deep trances and I get showing bits and pieces of my future and such like that. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I start writing different things. I keep a journal on what I'm being shown from the spirit world. I don't attach to it at all because I'm like, okay, I'm going to write it down. I'm like, that would make sense, but I don't know about that. But I write it down, and document things. And, when I'm start hearing things and seeing things and even more, write it down, write it down, write it down. It doesn't matter because you're going to start getting those confirmations this week. This is where you're going to really know your soul's calling, your soul's journey. You're reflecting back on it. You've been taking a lot more responsibility for yourself, as I mentioned, reinventing yourself in a really, really profound way. So this is really, really important. We all evolve. There's a lot of karma going on right now. When other people try to hurt people, or karma, what comes around goes around. It always does. And it's irrelevant as to who you are. Well, I have all this power and all this money and I can do this and this and this, or I have all these followers, like whatever it is. It doesn't matter who you are. You can't run from your karma. So it's really important to ask yourself this: how you're treating others. Do you want that same treatment back? There's always going to be people that don't believe in you. There's always going to be people that don't care for you very much. That has nothing to do with you. You have to believe in yourself to really take those steps forward to make things happen. What are you waiting for? You're going to take charge this week. The energies are going to really work with you this week to make that happen. You're going to be really reflecting back a lot. Where was I 6 weeks ago? Where was I back in May? What was I doing? What was going on? Where am I today? That's what matters. How many of you have checked off certain things that you have completed or accomplished from your vision board? How many of you have done that? We all have short and long-term goals and stuff like that. So when you look back, whenever I write down goals and stuff, and whenever I've accomplished something, I check it off. And I'm like, okay, that's done. It's out of the way. Yeah, I still got to work on that one. And when you flow with the energy and work with the universal force, it will help with you. It will really, really, really work with you because you are going to get tested this week on your worth, especially the 23rd and the 24th. This is when you're going to be speaking more of your truth. The communication is going to come out. More truth is going to be exposed that day. And for some of you that are like, I have a hard time communicating, This is an aqua aura. This was gifted to me when I had my television show, by Yvonne, I should say, who owned the new age books store and crystals in Kensington here in Calgary. I booked him on my show and interviewed him. He gave me this as a gift, and I actually turned it into a necklace, and it's beautiful. I was so grateful. I'm like, wow, thank you. It's amazing, and it's one of my all-time favorite pieces. And this aqua aura, it helps communicating. Our throat is where we communicate, so it affects the throat chakra. So if you are doing something where like public speaking, or you have an interview, or what, I just need to really, I have important meetings, or I really want to sit down with my person or someone and have that important talk. When you wear the color blue, even, that will help you activate your throat chakra. But by this crystal, this aqua aura as well, it will help. It will help. So, I have a busy day today, and I'm going to be doing a lot of different things, communicating. So that's also why I wear this crystal. So make sure that you gravitate towards what feels right for you. And as I mentioned, that might be the day when you really sit down and have that talk with someone. Okay, we have to have that talk. But you know what I mean. So whenever you have those talks, always be honest, speak from your heart, be authentic, and speak with integrity, with the right intentions. No matter if it's something painful you have to talk about, or matter of something important, like whatever it is. So certain days, you will see certain days specifically happen. That's why I do specific days and tell you what days are good for this, and that. And even as we get to on the 25th, that's the day you could be more motivated to do things. Maybe you have that talk on, the 23rd, 24th, and then on the 25th, you're like, ah, now I'm feeling more motivated that I can take those steps forward, work towards this, to make these changes even more. So really listen to when you're feeling that. You could be more creative and more optimistic, because you've resolved those situations. You can't run from things, because if you do, it's going to get worse, and it's going to build up and more, and you're going to get triggered. And then all of a sudden, that inside voice that you've been holding back with you wanting to talk to somebody about, it can come out just like that. And you're like, oh my God, I can't believe that inside voice came out. So be really mindful. I know, Jenny, but I get that. I get that. Certain days work better than the others to speak and talk about something, or days when you're like, okay, just, it takes some time for you. So, you'll know when it's right for you. We all have our own journey to walk through, lessons to learn, and so on. And this is also the time when you are going to be reflecting back a lot on what lessons did I learn? What lessons did my soul teach me and show me? Because what we don't learn, what we keep doing over and over again, it's going to come back and get harder and harder and harder. And that can be really hard to deal with. So now we're also entering into Scorpio season, October 22nd, 21st. Happy birthday, Scorpios. How many of you are Scorpios? Scorpios like transformation. November is actually even a big month for death and rebirth, because it's very transformational. Even with that full moon, that hunter's full moon, that was a very spiritual moon. That can change you and shift you just boom like that. When you have been working on resolving issues and not running from situations, you are going to see even more doors opening up for you, new information coming through. So many things start to happen whenever we're like, I got to resolve this to move forward. I really, really do. So you are going to see even the 21st, 22nd as well, that things are even ending. So really, really pay attention to what needs to end. You might be like, oh, I don't want to do that. Who wants to have that painful talk? You're not there to purposely hurt somebody. Well, I sure as hell hope not, because if that was your intentions, the karma goes back on you. So you got to be really, really careful. You might even find that, I need to take time out for me as well. I need to meditate more. You are going to start hearing even more messages coming through from your guides and your angels and your souls that day. You might be like, I need space for me that day. Even myself, I go into deep trances, as I mentioned, and all of a sudden I meditate every day, but it's like certain times I start getting more information coming through, like, and I'm like, okay, and I start writing it down after, as I mentioned, I start writing down what I'm being shown, and I'm like, okay, and I just surrender it after. And as we get information coming through, it can also give you confirmations of, yeah, you're on the right path. Don't fear. Your soul wants you to go in this direction. That has to end, and you have to make these changes, just different things. And really pay attention to when you're getting that calling, then feel that someone that might not be well, especially, it's like, you know what, I just feel the need to call this person or to see this person, or maybe go visit this person or check up on this person, things like that. Really pay attention, because there's going to be people that are going to start to reconnect with you as well. People from your past are going to start coming back this week. They have started already, like in October, like even because it's relationships and stuff like that. So you might even get a message or a call or bump into somebody that you're like, wow, I haven't seen that person for a while, because your soul wants you to be at peace. Your soul wants you to heal. We have this Chiron energy as well, that we're still working through and letting go and healing our past wounds and our past traumas and our past painful situations and such. And that's going to continue, throughout till the end of this year. So that's why if you guys notice that all of a sudden you'll get triggered with something and you're like, wow, where's this memory coming from? There's a lot of family dynamics going on right now as well. With a lot of different things. And especially I'm hearing, November, a lot more passings coming on, and so on and so on. Especially pay attention to people that all of a sudden, like sudden sickness or sudden this or that. Just really be mindful about that. And as I've always stated, especially when I was working on call at the hospital or at the hospice, life is fragile. It truly is. And you cannot take others for granted. You don't know when the last time you're truly going to see somebody, even without the vaccinations. Even, look back on that. All of a sudden you hear of somebody getting in a car accident and that's it, they're gone. All of a sudden somebody has a heart attack. When something's sudden, it's a lot harder to deal with, because all of a sudden it can send somebody into a shock. Where when we see somebody who's not well, and then we slowly see them decline, it's still painful, but at least we can start to prepare ourselves a little bit for whenever they pass. So you are experiencing grieving your own rebirth as well, your own death. So that's why when, some of you, I talk to many people every day, all walks of life. One of my big clients is a chief at a major hospital. I won't talk about that or go into details, and things happen so quickly, so suddenly. And, it can be mind boggling. And overwhelming and so on and so on. It doesn't matter who that person is. It really doesn't. There's people who haven't experienced a lot of deaths. I mean, I've been through a lot of deaths myself personally. We all have experienced it, but some people haven't. So we all handle death and grieving and suffering in our own way. And it's not good whenever somebody's still healing and struggling to say, why haven't you gotten over that yet? Like that happened a while ago. That really highlight that. I can't believe you're still working through that. I still can't believe you haven't healed through that. Like we know you've been through a lot, but I can't believe, like, how dare that person say that to you? Who do they think they are? Please show yourself love and compassion and kindness. We all grieve and heal in our own way. Everyone has gone through a lot. Everyone. As I say, I observe a lot. I hold back a lot with what I'm going through and dealing with personally. Yes, I do. We all handle things in our own way. We truly do. So whenever, certain people are posting, I've just, my person's just passed or certain things, just show compassion and love and kindness to that person. You don't have to get involved or anything, but I always do. Even if I see someone or a post, let's say, where, it's someone that I don't care for, let's say, I'm never going to wish them any bad karma or hurt or injustice, because if they have done things, you know, that are not good, the universe is going to take care of them karmically anyways. However, I always wish that person, you know what? It's sad. I understand you're going through a lot and everything, and my heart goes out to you, and what you did to me was not okay at all in any way, shape, or form. I am forgiving you so I can move on. And I do wish you peace and happiness. You have to make sure that you have resolved and healed within no matter what, so you can move forward. You don't have to get involved with that person or family or whatever it is. There's many reasons why I've changed my name, my last name, and shifting a lot of different things. However, that's another story. So, we all are going through situations. So please show love to everybody, like really, and be grateful for the lessons that you've learned. Lessons are painful. Lessons are always painful. That's why they're called lessons. You can use that as a gift and transform forward. What challenges did you guys overcome? Like, what obstacles did you overcome? Like, how did you work through that? And it's really important to try to avoid conflicts and negative events and fearful events as best as possible. There's a lot of things that are coming up in the world. Surprise, surprise, right? Nothing's a surprise anymore. So it's really important to just kind of stay more in tuned within your soul by setting certain boundaries and taking care of yourself, self-care, self-love, and such like that. I really am passionate about my photography, and it's for me, it's very meditative. I follow my passions, and I've connected with many amazing people along my path throughout my entire lifetime who I'm truly grateful for, all walks of life, and meeting new people every day and meeting new soul tribes and people who I really connect with on a soul level all the time. It's beautiful. When you're being authentic and staying true to yourself, you will attract different people to you that are beautiful energies that you really feel comfortable with. That's why you're letting go of just certain people. You just don't get it anymore. You just don't connect with them, and so on, because you're evolving and you're growing. So now our planets and the cosmic energies also affect our bodies as well, different parts in our bodies, and especially your pets, We've seen a lot of pet passings and so on and so on and so on. I always get teary-eyed when I see a pet that's sick or that's passed on. I always do. Always do. I'm very involved with animals in a big way. I'm also an animal communicator too. So, but the 23rd and the 24th, or the 22nd and the 23rd, you might find that your stomach area, your digestive tract might be a little bit off. You might even find on the 24th and 26th, your blood pressure might be a little high. Maybe you've had that talk with someone and you're like, oh, maybe somebody's ended the relationship with you, or you've lost your job suddenly or something, and you're like, oh, certain things like that. But just remember, for every ending brings a new direction, brings a new doorway opening up for you. I have a client that literally every single thing in her life has ended and changed. So of course it's very difficult on her and challenging and everything. However, the universe does redirect you, because when we don't pay attention to what needs to end and that we needed to resolve, this is what happens. Things will boof hit you just like that. And the eclipse season, the eclipse removes things, boom, just like that. That's why it's like expect the unexpected happens. And you're like, oh, how did that happen? Like, how did I just lose my job? Or how did my person just end my relationship? Or like this, or that, or this. Shocks, surprises, all of those things. So pay attention to those red flags. It's really important, really important. And sometimes we have to go through like a karmic situation or a karmic relationship again, before we're like, oh, I get it now. I love myself more now. I know my worth. I don't deserve to be treated like this. Is just not what I want. So it can be hard on other people to truly let go, because it's so easy to stay attached to our dreams of what we want. Of course, we all have dreams. Follow your dreams and your goals. However, when it's a relationship, let's say, and you're like, we've really changed. What I want now and what my person wants, it's not the same. We evolve, we grow. So we all have soul contracts with everybody. So we could be in a relationship for a day, a month, years, and then all of a sudden we're like, wow, we've just really grown apart. That can happen at any time. Anytime. There's a lot more to it. That's why I do Akashic past life records, because there's reasons why we are in different relationships as well, karmic or soulmate, twin flame, right? Like lots of reasons, lots of reasons. And it's really important to see what you've learned, on that journey, and this is why it's like this week is you're really going to feel, I know where my soul's callings take me. I know where I'm really passionate about. I can understand now why I had to go through all of those obstacles and changes and challenges during the eclipse in these past 6 weeks. Like, oh my God, like, oh my God, and just trust the process, really trust the process. It's important. It's so easy to say, oh, just trust the process. It's just like, really? I do curse to the universe myself. I do. But then I'm like, okay, I'm just having a moment. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just having that moment. Right? Give your dog a hug. Give your person a hug, your partner, friend a hug, whatever. I give the universe, or my dogs especially who have passed on, they're very much with me. I can tell you 101 stories about that, but you know, almost got another dog again. Almost again. Um, again. Surrender. surrendering this. So anyways, I'm just saying this is really, really important. You know, like you guys join me live on my free clairvoyant readings. For goodness sakes, on Wednesday, the 30th, ask me a question. Ask me a question, for goodness sakes. Subscribe to the channel so you can get notifications. I might be shifting and changing a few things up too, by the way, on my channel here. But anyways, now I'm going to pull some cards from the collective. I do not use cards when I talk to my clients and that because I'm clairvoyant. So because we're doing the collective universally, I am going to pull a couple of cards and see what the universe has in store for you. So not all of you are going to really like connect with the card or resonate with it. However, some of you are, and I'm hearing, okay, so I'm going to say this. I have absolutely no idea why I'm hearing this at all, but I'm going to say it. Sawmill. I don't know why I'm hearing the word sawmill. I might get something more from that coming through. But when I keep on hearing something coming through, I say it. So if somebody connects with the word sawmill, let me know. I don't know. I'm not getting anything more from that. Heard the name Zach. Maybe there's a Zach up there that's going to work for sawmill. I don't know, but I'm hearing Zach something. I don't know. But anyways, I never know what comes through. I get messages 24/7 from the spirit. And sometimes I'm like, really? It's 3 a.m. for God's sakes. You got a message for me. Thank you. I'm very grateful. But put me back to sleep. This is when I start swearing and cussing to spirit. Really? I get it. You got a message for me. Thank you. I'm grateful. But please get me back to sleep. For God's sakes. I'm just saying. Okay. So onward and upward. Let us begin. So now, clear your cards, you guys. Clear your cards. So I'm going to use the deck here. The Psychic Tarot for the Heart by John Holland. There we go. And whenever I pull decks, I'm like, okay, Spirit, show me the decks to use. I surrender. Alrighty then. So what is the secret or the message for the collective from the 19th to the 25th that the universe wants us worldly people to know? 19th to the 25th. 19th to the 25th. 19th to the 25th. 19th to the 25th. What's the message? 19th to the 20th. I might even wear a little costume on the 30th to the free psychic readings. But the only way you guys are going to know is to tune in. I'm just saying. Okay, so now the card that came down here, by the way, is coming together. Now, it shows two people coming together, and some of you have connected, because that Hunter's full moon was all about relationships. So relationships, how many of you have started a new relationship? Sorry, my hair. How many of you have started a new relationship, have had a reunion with someone, have resolved issues with your person? Coming together can be, like within like a soul connection with someone. It can be also coming together within yourself, feeling more at peace within that situations that were, like difficult or challenging, let's say, even in your relationships, have now solved, have now healed. Things are moving forward with this. Maybe it's like, yeah, now I'm starting to see this week how things are truly coming together for me more. This is when you're going to know even more about your soul's journey. This is when you're going to be taking more responsibility for yourself this week. This is a week that I'm going to start really applying for those jobs. This is a week where I'm really going to be taking more responsibility for the decisions I had made, for whatever I did, my actions, my behaviors, and so on and so on and so on. And when you're coming together as one, that's one collective within your soul, with the universe. That's why I even do these cosmic videos, cosmic vibes video, so we can all come together as one collective and start healing ourselves, working on ourselves, transcending forward. Because when you start finding that peace within and having, sometimes we just need those confirmations to know that we are on the right path. It makes a huge difference. So let us speak to, I'm getting pulled. No, I'm getting pulled to this deck here. Whispers of the Ocean by Angela Hartfeld. And this deck is showing. Here we go. Here we go. What is the message from our sea life animals from the 19th to the 25th of October? Nineteenth to 25th October. Every step counts. Absolutely, sure as heck does. There is an advantage in taking things slowly. Breathe deeply and fully as you consider your options. Don't force anything ever. When you try to force something, it's not going to work for you. It's not going to flow. It's not the right timing or the right path for you. Yeah, but I want to change this. I want this to happen now, 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 now. I get that. I've been trying to move forever, one in a day. Believe me, how many times have you guys heard me say, oh yeah, I'm going to be moving? Can't force it. Certain things have to change before change can happen, right? Worldwide events, like the government makes you restricted, lots of things like that. And there's certain things you have no control over. There's really not. You only just have control over yourself. So this is where it's like, okay, what is this teaching me? What is this showing me? Maybe I'm not supposed to make these changes right now. I don't want to do this. I get it. Start writing out that goal more. Start writing out more dreams more. Because this is a week when you're going to see even more what you have worked through, what obstacles you have to work through, and challenges that you had worked through, especially during the eclipse, that needed to be resolved in order for you to move that direction or to create something new. You tried to force something at the wrong time, it's not going to work out how you want. So, I get it. Believe me, I get it. Right? So now let's pull a couple other cards here. Ancestor Spirit Oracle cards by Jade Sky. What is that universal message from the 19th to the 25th? That universal. And I'm also hearing right away for some of you, those Tibetan healing bowls, sound bowls. How many of you are using that or wanting to learn how to do that or gravitating into that? I'm literally hearing that coming through. I love those. I really love those. I used to have one and I gave it away as a gift, actually. And I do miss it. I do miss it at times. But it does change the frequency. It can cause healing and your vibration to raise. There's so many benefits about that. But I'm hearing that really loud specifically for someone, by the way. So if you are thinking of getting one or drawn towards that, or maybe going to a healing session where somebody uses that, you're on the right path. So the 19th to the 25th, 19th to the 25th. I'm here in Sedona, Arizona, coming through as well for somebody. Sedona. 19th to the 25th. 19th to the 25th. Here we go. Wow. Enjoy new beginnings. Wow, what a perfect card. Celebrate, socialize, and change. Now look at that. Like where I am here, we are moving into the winter season. Some of you are moving into the summer season here soon, like spring, summer. You know, right now we're still in the autumn here, but they're calling for snow next week. God, please help me. No, not. I am not a snow person. I am not a winter person in any way, shape, or form. I love the island, you know, like the warm tropical where the ocean and the sunshine, tropical trees walking along the beach. That's my vibe. That's me personally. I love it. You know, however, we all go through different seasons of change. And every time, you know, there's a change, it's a new beginning. And I mean, every day you can create a new beginning at the second you make a decision. You don't have to wait for certain times. You don't have to wait for January 1st to start setting intentions in a vision board. You can create that at any given second. There's a new day, a new energy, a new month, a new beginning at any second. And that's even why they call, you know, like that same one, the hunter's moon, you know, because they're, you know, it's an old saying where hunters would go out and you know, like I don't agree with hunting. Don't get, I'm an animal activist, especially for those who are sport, right? I don't even get me started on that. So I'm not even going to talk about it. But it's like this is a time where we stock up, and even giving you a heads up too, by the way, as well, especially for December. I would even start stocking up even now with certain items, certain food items, because December there could be certain shortages, by the way. You know, like if I'm out, let's say, and I'm like, I find something on sale, like toothpaste, just as an example, right? I'd be like, oh, you know, that toothpaste is on sale. I'm gonna grab a couple, right? Or like whatever it is, right? Like whatever it is. Yeah, I'm gonna grab that. I'm gonna stock up, get because it's on sale right now. It's a really good price. You know, I don't need it right now because it's, you know, I have some, but when it's on sale, certain things. So really listen to your intuition when you're out. And it's like, oh yeah, I really need to stock up on especially a food item, let's say, or certain things. Pay attention to that, you guys. So now, please like my channel. Please like the video. Please subscribe to my channel. It really helps it build. And let me know what's going on with your life. How many of you, you know, you can follow me on Instagram, Jeni Ji Cousins. There's postings going up there that I post and my team posts and such like that. I'm all over social media. Instagram, you follow me on Instagram, I'll follow you right back as well. So how many of you are going to tune in to the next live read on October the 30th? So let me know what happens this week, you guys. Let's kick it up a bit. Let's kick some butt. Really focus on yourself. And I will see you soon. Namaste.